Salutations and greetings from Marge. I am a Heyoka Weiss clown. I out-ass the asses to expose their asinine. It's kind of what I do. I talk like an old Indian elder. Native American. Native. We're all native to this earth. Some are just more indigenous to certain parts of the planet than others. There's a lot of transplants. Yet, if we're vigilant, we are guided and directed to where we are supposed to be. I was super excited a minute ago. I had forgotten about how ill I'd fallen over the night. I don't get sick, but gosh, if I were one of those people that believed in an all things possible universe, I tell you the scenarios of the things that were going on in my guts last night. Started about 2 a.m. I ended up taking a hot shower about 3:30, which will soon not happen anymore. Having my water turned off because it's not suitable for my animals or my mom to drink, and she doesn't have enough memory to remember not to drink the tap water. So also, it's not worth $109 a month. I don't use enough of it to justify their cost and what they think I owe them. So, be a little homesteading in the household. What else? Oh yeah, my guts. So it just tells you, and then the moon has moved into Gemini. It's just all related. It's just all more purging and grounding, and if you're a spiritual being, even the slightest more than you are a human being, you will understand what I'm saying. If not, whatever. That's why I was so excited, because it was so quiet this morning. My bird friends are coming around now, but it was like, I don't know, the construction, it was like I got a reprieve after yesterday. There was so much noise. They cut down trees over there, and I hate when they cut down trees. It's like a little piece dies in me, especially when it's just for creature comfort. It's no reason. There was nothing wrong with the tree. It was not ill. It was just succumb to the will of man. Yet again, nature has. So, with the Gemini full moon goes more of the, I was trying to explain, it's like I get to go over a lot of what I'm going to say to Loretta in the morning. So it's like a dry run, a pre-production rehearsal, so to speak. Hi, flippy flips and twirly whirls. You are so cute, little bro. Hi, come sit on my shoulder. Right here. Come land here. That would be so rad. Come right here. And it's all brr. I'm like, hey, yo, dude, what's up? Anyway. One day. People are just being shown for who they are. It's just so funny. Like, you go to some stupid news source, just like Opera's browser's freaking main page. They have news, and there's a lot of freaking real, true life events hidden in obscurity. I don't know why people feel like they need to be obscure. I mean, most people, Christians that I've ever come across, God could come sit down right next to them, spew the most genuine, authentic truth that they've ever heard, and they will still go prove it. It's because there's no faith. That was a little side note. So what do you, faith, what is that? Okay, you can will and wish and hope and dream all day long. What do you do? What do you do with that? Well, how I got to Oregon and how I'm going to get to the next step in my life is I constantly think about where I want to go and what I want to do, and in what environment I want to be. And in my next venture, I will be more thorough. I will live in a land less plastic. You like my shirt? Tulum, Mexico. If you haven't been there, it's real. I got to go in 2011. Some girl I used to know got married on a cruise, so we tagged along, and the very next year. It's funny, it says, awakening to a new era. And that's exactly what has started happening this year. I mean, hell, it only took the civilization of this nation to wreck it in less than 250 years. Considering these guys have been around for tens and thousands of years. Thousands of years. Who has a more reputable vibration? I could go with these guys. So, what else? It was quiet, and now the planes are starting to come out. There's a lot of lines in the sky. But to piggyback on what I was talking about, where people are really showing their asses, it's like you can represent yourself to be a really good, righteous person, you know. But there are so many tells to let that you tell us and show people who you are vibrationally, and you don't even know it. And now it's just like you're gonna start saying shit, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh my God, did I say that out loud?" Because people are gonna be seen for who they are, in all of their goodness too. A lot of their goodness, a lot of freaking shiny stars are getting bright, and they're interjecting their way in there into society, and they're saying things, and people are starting to go, "Huh." They're starting to nod in agreement, and then they realize they're nodding, and they're like, "Oh my God, this stuff is true." It is about vibration, and if you're adding to any given situation, or taking the paradigms that have existed, myths aren't myths, they're stories, and history always repeats itself. Although the collapse of this as a civilization is really quite interesting to play out, because it's like, how can so much nonsense be done, and we're at the most, to our knowledge, so we think we're at the most advanced point as a race than we've ever been. Bullshit. Every now and again, freaking human beings wreck this planet to the point that they're like, you get the blanket shook out. Get all the critters off the blanket, all the freaking excess dead parasite shit. Clean that shit out. Spring cleaning. You're not going to be able to hide in the crevices and the darkness of which you've always relied on. People are finding out that it's not money that makes you happy. That's why so many people are killing themselves, because so many people have so many of it. But us poor folk, we're cool. We're good with what we got. And poor is, by other people's definition, it ain't mine. I've never been poor in my whole entire life. I always felt like that dude in the shops, the Stardust. If you haven't seen that movie, the dreamers always win. It's the people that like to kill dreams. They just tell you different, in hopes that maybe people will stop dreaming one day, because you're easier to control if you're just doing nonsense and you're not thinking of life a better way. It's the coolest thing about freaking life is manifesting stuff that your greatest heart desires in creation. We all have the capability of doing that. It's just, do you choose to or not? Just if you come across this and you go out in the world, think of this. When you come across somebody, doesn't matter who it is, are they willing to help you? Or are they allowing their ego to get in the way? Oh no, I can't be bothered. Or making you go through the ringer, and just know that this is how the person conducts themselves. Very often, people, when they don't have control over their own lives, they like to create dissidence in every other environment. It's true. So, I'm staying close to home today. I'll probably go fill up some water jugs for Loretta, take that and the critters, and take that burden off my shoulder. Spent the morning watching a lot of Alaska: The Last Frontier. I got to see it.Artists last year. It was about a year ago. Right now, as a matter of fact. I got to see him up in Lake O. Jewel was supposed to be there. She and I used to have the same top teeth, and then I had to wreck mine with braces. But I grew up being a fan of hers, and I've watched, I think, I've watched the Cultures since, I think they just had like specials on them occasionally, you know, like, hey, check out this family and how they live, and then they started the TV series. I watched them from that. That's how I want to live, and that's what I'm moving toward. So if anybody else wants to, you know, get out of town and work for yourself and not your government, let me know. I got some big ideas. I'm real smart. I got an education. And even long before I was willing to take on other people's freaking academia, I was born with a whole lot of sense like nobody else. Yeah, I talk funny and I say things that people don't want to hear. Oh, well, I'm just one of those weird autistic kids, right? That's cool. I just want to be out in nature more. I want to come inside where it's cozy and warm, make a nice supper, and chill out in the evening, but I just mostly want to be outside without having to listen to shit that man have made. Because it's the, you know, I'm seeing a lot of stuff about, there's so many, our women are, we are who we always have been. We have always been the divine goddess. A lot of times we've just been real quiet, you know, because it's just, you just don't want to freaking listen to the nonsense. Well, here's the deal. A bunch of us feminine, divine feminine archetypes that resonate to one another and who we are and what we believe in, which is ourself. We're at the point that you guys have lost your credibility and now we're going to fix some shit. So I think it's cool that, you know, you might not agree with some of the people that get a lot of publicity and what they endorse, but at least they're freaking endorsing what they support. They're not just talking shit about a bunch of stuff. They're not sitting in that negativity. They're not looking at all the stuff they hate. Enough of that. It just kills your energy. Now they're putting their effort and energy into making the world a better place. It's happening. I know a lot of us are tired. I know that I don't like to repeat myself. I do it a lot. I don't like to. So I get to practice patience in that every day. A little pine nut just fell. I heard it. Just hang in there. Gotten this far. Treat yourself. Treat yourself right. If you treat yourself right, you're just going to teach other people how to treat you. And the people that don't treat you right, let them fall away. Let them go. Because really, if people aren't for you, they're just not for you. I hope you all have a rad day. Peace.